Like the video and subscribe to our channel right now and get 1 week of amazing luck. Bodybuilding can be a good thing. It's important to look after yourself and push your body to be its best, but for some people, there's an argument to be had that maybe they've pushed themselves beyond the sensible limits. These are 10 bodybuilders who took it too far. Number 10. Brazilian Hulk brothers. Finding a workout partner who has the same energy level as you makes working out fun. Unfortunately, they might have a severe impact on you, especially if you abuse drugs. If you accept their argument, they can persuade you of its workings, and you're then trapped. Tony Araldo and Alvaro Pereira are well known as the Hulk brothers in Rio de Janeiro. When they were only 15 years old, they started their journey by injecting marijuana into a B12 multivitamin that was initially created to cure sick horses. The substance functions as a stimulant when injected into muscles, causing impressive development even with limited exercise. Along with utilizing the stimulant, Tony and Alvaro worked out for 4 hours every day, consuming an astounding 6,000 calories. What's interesting is that they don't concentrate on lifting really big weights to attain their physiques, unlike normal bodybuilders. Medical doctors are concerned about their biceps, which measure 28 inches and 25 inches, respectively. Doctors advise patients to stop injecting since their skin can't extend enough to support additional muscle growth. Number 9. Denise RAKOWSKI. You only need to look at the tragic case of Denise RAKOWSKI if you need any more evidence that steroids can kill you both immediately and over time. She was one of the most powerful female bodybuilders. In the 1980s, magazine covers featured her, and she took first place in a variety of events. Then she abruptly vanished from view, which was acceptable under the circumstances up until she was later spotted again and the truth was revealed. The top female bodybuilder's appearance had been completely destroyed by 20 years of drug and steroid use, and not in a good manner. In place of her beautiful blonde hair, she now had a short mousy brown mullet, replete with a wispy beard and mustache. She had taken medications, hormones, and even psychedelics to get the body frame she had in the 1980s, it would later be revealed. Yet it was short-lived, and she paid the price for it. Number 8. Valdir Salgado. Valdir Salgado is another example of false muscles gone wrong. Motivated by the Incredible Hulk, this bodybuilder pushed himself to the limit. Past his limitations, he put his life in danger by riskily injecting oil into his arms to artificially enlarge his muscles. These uncomfortable synthol injections caused Valdir's biceps to grow to an amazing 23 inches. Upon beginning to use this harmful oil item from Sao Paulo, his arm size more than doubled from 12 inches. Valdir said that the Hulk and Arnold Schwarzenegger had an influence on his desire for a strong body. He was amazed that his desire to have massive muscles had come true as a construction worker, but his journey had not always been marked by a muscular frame. He battled drug addiction in his younger years, which caused him to lose a lot of weight and gave him the nickname, Skinny Dog. Seeing the need for change, he embarked on the transformation. Even after several weeks of exercise, and having just joined the gym, he was dissatisfied by the lack of improvement. He decided that he wouldn't be able to obtain his ideal body using only natural methods as a result of this knowledge. As a result, he grew addicted to injecting synthetic drugs into his biceps and became dependent on it. Sadly, Valdir passed away in 2022 at the age of 55. Number 7. Kirill Tereshin. Kirill Tereshin, like the people on this list, came to be trapped by his decisions. While synthol provides a short fix for people looking to gain muscle mass quickly, it comes with major adverse effects including stroke-infected muscles and nerve damage among other serious negative effects. The risks, however, didn't stop Krill from going for his goals with all of his might, even if doing so would put his life in peril in order to develop muscle. Amazingly, after just 10 days, he was able to increase the size of his biceps by 26 centimeters. Unfortunately, his quest for huge muscles cost him dearly. In order to remove the 3 pounds of necrotic muscle tissue that Coral had acquired after receiving synthol injections into his biceps and triceps, he underwent a total of 3 surgeries. Dead tissue is necrotic tissue. Thankfully, Milan offered assistance to Carol in the film A Russian Plastic Surgery Advocate. She urged him to seek out corrective procedures and even helped to raise money for operations. In the end, he underwent corrective surgery at the Sekhanov Moscow State Medical University to assist him deal with the fallout from his poor decisions. Number 6. Mustafa Ismail. He set the 2012 Guinness World Record for the greatest biceps with his enormous 31-inch biceps. However, this notoriety signaled the start of his problems as his images gained popularity and drew attention from the public. Everyone was perplexed as to how and why his muscles had expanded to such massive sizes. It was clear that he had taken steps to improve them. Mustafa responded that he had nothing to hide and that he had naturally acquired muscles. He might have thought that others were ignorant, foolish, or didn't really care what he said. However, a closer inspection showed that his biceps were too big compared to the rest of his body. It became clear that he had neglected other aspects of his condition while excessively concentrating on his camel hump arms. As reports of his alleged drug use gathered traction and became widely circulated in the end, Guinness cancelled his record, and Mustafa vanished from the public eye in 2016. Number 5. Greg Valentino. Once it had turned into an uncontrollable obsession and he realized the terrible consequences, he continued to warn people against using it. In 2012, a medical case study described the experience of a 29-year-old man who needed surgery to treat deforming lesions brought on by synthol injections in his muscles. Over the years, the medicine had progressively deteriorated his muscles, causing severe discomfort. Experts in medicine confirm that people use this substance to try to boost their self-esteem. Unlike steroids, synthol functions as a temporary implant to give the appearance of more prominent muscles rather than working through muscular growth. After things got out of hand, he ended up serving as a cautionary story for the dangers of abusing steroids. Sadly, his use of the needle was careless, and as a result, he developed a severe bicep infection. He even attempted to do a self-operation after developing a hematoma in one of his arms, which was a rather puzzling turn of events. When the pain grew unbearable, he had no alternative but to seek medical attention and was admitted to the hospital. The audacity of such an action was puzzling. Tragically, soon after, his arm exploded. Medical intervention was able to save the majority of the muscle, but the injury was so severe that his arm was permanently dented. One can only hope that he learns this lesson in the future. Number 4. Arlindo de Souza. With the greatest biceps in Brazil, 29 inches, Brazilian bodybuilder Arlindo de Souza might seem like he could lift a heavy vehicle, but there's a catch. He openly admits to using these injections, unlike some of those around him who pretend otherwise. There is only a result of synthol injections, therefore there is no true muscle there. Naturally, these injections didn't make him any stronger than before. His enlarged muscles, which were the main source of his fame, sadly lost their allure once his supporters learned the truth. Synthol oil has aesthetic uses by giving the appearance of greater muscles than are actually there. Deeply injected into the muscles, the material usually comprises lidocaine and benzyl alcohol. It became well known in the bodybuilding community as people became aware of its ability to improve their physical look. Number 3. Romario dos Santos Alves. One of the most well-known synthol abusers in the entire world is Romario dos Santos Alves. His arms are 25 inches wide, but their development was not natural. His arms had calcified, according to his medical professionals, needing immediate action. Santos publicly acknowledged injecting the synthetic chemical to increase the size of his biceps to almost 62 centimeters. His skin was no longer able to stretch because of the powerful muscles, yet he was still entrapped in addiction and chased greater expansion obstinately. Santos persisted even when medical professionals advised amputating both arms. Once it had turned into an uncontrollable obsession and he realized the terrible consequences, he continued to warn people against using it. In 2012, a medical case study described the experience of a 29-year-old man who needed surgery to treat deforming lesions brought on by synthol injections in his muscles. Over the years, the medicine had progressively deteriorated his muscles, causing severe discomfort. Experts in medicine confirm that people use this substance to try to boost their self-esteem. Unlike steroids, synthol functions as a temporary implant to give the appearance of more prominent muscles rather than working through muscular growth. Number 2. ALEESHA Young. ALEESHA Young has not competed since 2020 and continues to train in the gym in order to keep her physique in top shape. ALEESHA Young made a splash in the bodybuilding world in 2014 by winning the NPC USA Championships and then transitioning to the IFBB. When it comes to her body, many people have frequently asked her a question that she wishes she didn't get. People ask her why she would want that much muscle and why she's done that to herself. And she just generally laughs and says that she's still really girly and loves makeup and hair and all of that girl stuff. Our last performance on stage would come during the 2020 Rising Phoenix Pro, where she finished 4th. She hasn't competed since 2020, and while I can't confirm whether or not she used steroids and estrogen blockers, one of the reasons was that her demanding bodybuilding schedule would cause her to experience health problems. Difficulties with natural health, to be precise. It started off tiny, then grew, and eventually became so severe that she neglected them for so long that her family had to intervene and demand that she stop bodybuilding so that she could take care of herself. She was appreciative of them doing it for her and discontinued competing in bodybuilding. But this demonstrates that even legitimate bodybuilding poses risks if you push yourself too much. There are limitations to what your body can endure, similar to an athlete striving to get stronger or better condition for a sport. Number 1. GRACYANNE Barbosa. With GRACYANNE Barbosa, a female bodybuilder who is naturally made in terms of muscles and physique, we'll take the last example and give it a female twist. However, she has drawn criticism for working out with false weights. The clearest illustration of this was a video of her performing squats with weights. Although the weight in the video appeared to be 450 pounds, closer examination reveals that she is making the exercise look effortless. Even for experts, lifting heavy weights is not always simple. Many believe there is severe fakery going on because she did 10 in a row with barely breaking a sweat and the bar in the video wasn't even slightly bent. Many believe there is severe fakery going on because she did 10 in a row with barely breaking a sweat and the bar in the video wasn't even slightly bent. She has the muscles and shouldn't have been able to achieve it, so why is she acting like she's acting to make it?